Well, I think Thursdays are always pretty upbeat, especially when it comes to the first game of the year as you start to, there's finally that almost sense of relief, like we get to go play the game. And we had some pretty cool news this morning. We were able to, some walk-ons were able to earn some scholarships this morning in the team meeting. George Katrib was able to get another year of scholarship, which was great for him. And then we're able to award Alex Wood and Christian Tober scholarships. So. Which is an exciting time. It was a great atmosphere in the team meeting. I think that the players on our team recognize guys that work hard and earn it, and definitely all three of those guys have done that. It's always a hard part because every guy on our team is working hard right now, and I wish I could do it for everybody, but those three guys we felt like were the most deserving and in position to really contribute on our football team this fall and Saturday night for that matter. So that was exciting. I thought the guys were very focused today, really dialed into the details of what we're trying to get accomplished Saturday night. I like the mentality of this team. They're able to relax when it's time to relax, and they're able to lock in when it's time to lock in. And I think that, in my opinion, that's a sign of a mature football team, and I think a sign of a good football team down the road as we continue to grow. So that.
Did you just tell them at the end of practice?
No, we told them in the team meeting.
Told them in the team meeting. Okay.
A couple guys, injuries I was wondering about. Akili Ross, is he going to be able to play? And also we saw Jordan Austin out here with crutches yesterday.
Yeah, Akili Ross will not be able to play yet. He's still non-contact with the shoulder injury. And Jordan Austin has an ankle sprain, so he won't be available to us Saturday either.
So you kind of alluded to this yesterday. A lot of kind of new stuff happening in the first game, new play caller, a lot of freshmen, platoon system. What are you most curious to see in the game Saturday night?
I don't know if curious is the right word to use. I would probably, what am I anticipating the most? I'm anticipating watching our team play because I really think we're really focused right now. And yeah, Clay's going to be calling the majority of the plays. Yeah, Clay's on the field now. Yeah, Justin's going to the box to call the game from the box. Yeah, we've got a bunch of new younger players, some freshmen playing. So yeah, we've made some adjustments as a staff, and yeah, we've incorporated new players. But at the end of the day, I think we're really well prepared. And so for me, I'm just anticipating the whole thing coming together and then having to make those adjustments within the game. I mean, we're gonna have a different substitution pattern than we're a little bit used to, which is going to be new to us. We're going to find out about some players. We're going to have to fight through some adversity, like every football game, and then go from there. But I'm just anticipating the whole thing coming together. We've worked it so many different times in pieces along the way. We've obviously done our scrimmages, we've done our mock game. And now we really get to put it all together and see what the final product is looking like in week 1.
So Justin Wilcox is going up into the booth.
Yes.
Can you kind of take us through how that decision was made?
It's just we just felt like for his eyes and how we operate defensively, obviously I'll be a little bit more involved defensively. I can help more on the field with the players. Justin's such a bright guy. He's been up in the box before. This isn't new to him.
At Washington?
Not in Washington, in previous places. I think Tennessee and Boise. So this isn't new to him. I think there's a real sense of confidence with the guys we have on the field to make the proper adjustments year 2 in the system. I think it'll allow him to have really good eyes in the box and have a good sense of comfort in calling the game.
So you talk about a new substitution pattern, and it's going to happen different on defense from offense. How much, for example, are the position group coaches on defense all going to be responsible for their own substitution?
Yes. Yeah, the defensive position coaches will be responsible for their own substitution patterns. Really, but a lot of it's on the players, especially when you're going up against these up-tempo teams, that the players have to understand when the time is right to sub. And when the ball's an incomplete pass, when the opponent subs, which allows us the opportunity to sub, when the ball goes out of bounds on their sidelines, which is an automatic sub opportunity. So we have to be aware of those opportunities, and we have to take advantage of them to get all of our people on the field and get them their playing time and keep us fresh. And also it allows us a little bit to slow the opponent down in a sense by doing it that way.
So that's predicated mostly on fatigue when those guys will come in and out?
No, not necessarily. We have a set pattern of what we're going to utilize, of when our guys are going to sub as best we can. We're going to try to stick to that pattern as best we can. Sometimes we're supposed to sub and they run the ball and it's a gain of 2 on the far sideline. Our defensive line is not going to be able to sub at that time. So we just have to. We have a pattern that we're going to stick to as best we can within the framework as the game is going.
With
For you,
go ahead.
for you going into Saturday's game, how much does your routine change knowing that your roles changed?
You know, my routine is a little bit different in that, you know, I'm still very involved offensively. You know, we've gone through the entire game plan numerous times with Clay and the offensive staff, so I feel really good about that. My knowledge of the game plan has allowed me to be really involved in special teams, which I think can help Coach Nansen, with one, from a substitution standpoint when guys get injured and who's supposed to go in and not, from a scheme standpoint, what we're doing there, and then 3, being another set of eyes for Justin of how people are trying to attack us and utilizing, you know, my expertise on the offensive side of the ball to be able to tell him, hey, this is what's happening, this is what they're trying to do, and he can make the proper calls, you know, and we can utilize his expertise on the defensive side of the ball.
Do you feel like it's like more work for you, less work for you?
I don't know. That's probably a better question after. I'm always relatively fatigued after a game. You know, your mind is cranking. As a play caller, for sure, your mind is cranking. It's every, in our offense, it's every 12 to 15 seconds you're calling a play, and you're thinking ahead and you're working it. And you know, so I'll still be thinking that way. I don't think I'll ever lose that. You know, Lindsay. I mean, I'm always going to be thinking, what's Clay going to do? But I'm going to do my best not to butt in, especially on normal down situations. I'm definitely going to be very involved in, you know, telling them if we're going to go for it on 4th down or not, or if I want to take a shot, or hey, let's run it here a couple times in a row to get some momentum, or whatever that may be, and giving some philosophical thoughts. And then especially in the red zone, things of that nature, where I feel like I have a good feel and have had a good feel in the past. But I have to allow Clay to get his feel. So I don't know exactly how it's going to, you know, how I'm going to feel when the game's done. But I do know I've worked all game the entire time as a head coach for the last 6 years. I'm going to work the entire game this year. It's just different assignments that I guess I'm giving myself than I've had in the past. So whether that means a bigger or lighter workload yet, I don't know.
With all the blurb for each of your scholarship guys, for Alex, for Christian, and for George.
Yeah, I think one thing, I'll start with George Katrib. He's been tremendous for us on special teams. He was fantastic last year on special teams for us. Unbelievable on kickoff, running down, making tackles. I think he starts on 3 special teams for us this year. He's a really good backup wide receiver for us that can really go in and play any position. As far as Christian Tober, just an unbelievable spring and fall camp that he's had. I mean, he's earned the respect of his teammates by the plays that he's made. He's got tremendous hands. He's got a great feel for the game. He's easily could go back and return punts or kickoffs, and he just has natural hands that way. So excited for him. And Alex Wood, you know, he came in a pinch last year when we went to Arizona, and you know, he got forced into action really. He didn't know really right before kickoff, and kicked off that game, and then went on to and kicked extra points and field goals, and then went on the rest of the year to kick off for us, and just wouldn't let up, and had a good spring and a good fall camp, and competed his tail off to earn the job. And you know, I'm happy for him. I'm excited for him.
One more.
With all the changes that you've made with guys going upstairs and downstairs, can you just tell us which coaches are in the booth during the games?
Coach Martin and Coach Wilcox will be the full-time coaches in the booth. The rest of our full-time staff will be on the field.